Well, hello, dear wavers. Allow me to introduce you to RHN. RHN is my latest tutorial series covering the node editor in Lightwave 3D. A big old set of video training totaling nearly 11 hours in all, which guide users through using the nodal system in Lightwave for producing all sorts of effects and controls in surfacing, displacement, motion, animation, and the rest. RH Nodal is divided into three main sections, or chapters. First, a fundamentals section, which takes users from the ground up, assuming no prior knowledge other than, of course, a regular practical knowledge of Lightwave 3D in general. This section covers and explains all of the interface features, as well as, of course, all of the concepts and tools which are found in Nodal and we're not used to in other areas of the package. One of the things that many users either have difficulty with or just plain do not like in the node editor is its seeming reliance a lot of the time on more technical or math-based type structures in order to create certain effects or types of control. So the fundamentals section also introduces users to many of the concepts and practices for using the node editor in these kinds of ways. But more than that, it attempts to find and introduce techniques and approaches that allow the artist to use their art skills when approaching the more technical aspects of the node editor, to help try and leverage your artistic skill rather than having to develop a whole bunch of new technical skill or math skill. The aim, of course, is to try and make the node editor appear more intuitive to the artist. This, I will admit, is a difficult thing to try and do, and an even harder thing to gauge. No matter the approach or the concepts given, whether or not the node editor becomes intuitive will be different for every single individual. So whilst I am not going to claim that the node editor is intuitive for the artist, nor that I can make it so, I can tell you for a certain fact that it is accessible to the artist, which is what it has been designed to be. And so one of the great aims of this fundamentals training section is to give the artist strategies and techniques which they can in turn use to gain this access. And these approaches we will see strewn throughout the rest of the training, as we explain and demonstrate and construct different things for different purposes. So in our other sections we also have the nodes collection, which is a whole slew of videos covering either individual nodes, individual node types, or specific controls or data components. It is not a complete video guide to every single node, such a thing would be gargantuan. However, every major node type is covered, and from this the section does detail a huge number of different possible nodes and open up understanding to even more out there. It of course covers native nodes in Lightwave itself, as well as many of the freely available third-party ones. And more than just being a dry node-by-node description, the videos contain a number of different mini-tutorials or quick techniques that rely upon a singular node or node type, which of course also further demonstrates the purpose of the node and why a user may wish to call upon it in their work. And so finally we have the project section, a smaller collection of much longer videos that detail working through start to finish on nodal methods for achieving whole projects. We see effects for surfacing, displacement, constraining, rigging, animation, deformation, and really bring the full knowledge of the previous two sections together, putting the techniques, practices, and node-specific know-how together in large, structured, procedural ways to achieve effects or controls that would either be impossible or lengthy to achieve. We'll see things like this ocean shader here, which we can make with custom adjustable components that allow us to just modify whole sections of parameters quickly and easily from a few simple controls that we create, so that we can start making for ourselves presets for things that are scalable and reusable. We'll see stuff like this funky little car rig, which has this reactive suspension action, a wonderful little animatable pivot that can be moved around for rotating him from different positions whilst in animation. Simple and easy, taking only a couple of nodes. We'll get him going with automatic bobbing and dynamic action, so as he rolls and pitches according to his turn and speed. We can have him conforming to terrain even, rolling and banking and driving around as he goes, still with the full benefit of our animatable pivot system if we want it. And all of this runs real time and interactively. There's no need for any kind of baking or anything else to make this work. We'll see the face rig that we built using expressions in RHR, which was horrendously complex and incredibly time-consuming to construct. In Nodal it's so simple and so fast. And in the project section you will also see many techniques and tricks that have been familiar in Lightwave for years, redone and updated for Nodal, showing how you can get more control, how you can get things done faster or make them reusable. Taken individually, any one of these chapters covers its purpose and teaches its knowledge in a thorough, detailed and focused fashion, bringing out all the little tricks and gotchas along the way. Taken together as a full set, RH Nodal is the most comprehensive guide that there is for the Nodal system in Lightwave 3D. So I hope that those of you who've had problems with the node editor in the past, or who just plain haven't got it, will find here the solutions and the training that you've been waiting for. I'll admit quite happily up front that it can at times be a difficult thing not to teach, but to describe. But I can promise you, with this series I have done my best, and there is, to my knowledge, no better out there. This is RH. Thanks for listening.